Hey guys, it's Mimi. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I'm going to be doing part 2 of my new series, Ask Mimi. In this series, I take questions directly from you and I answer them here all anonymously. So as you know, I am no advice expert. I'm not a therapist or psychologist or anything like that. I just want to be able to help you guys a little bit. I get a lot of questions from you in my Instagram DMs, and a lot of the questions are similar to each other. So by answering a few of your situations, hopefully that can provide advice for everyone. And I would also love to hear your feedback as well. So feel free to leave any of your own advice in the comments below. I'm also a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, so I am putting that spin on things as well. I know a lot of you guys are members too, and so you want advice tailored to that, and some of you may not have other people to talk to about these things, so I hope I can be there for you in that way. I'm not speaking on behalf of the church or anything. All of these opinions are my own. And if you missed it, I already have part 1 of this series up. If you haven't watched it yet, it was a good one. You should go check it out. It's all about moving to Utah and trying to join the church if your parents aren't super supportive. So if you have any questions on that, I would check that out for sure. But in that video, I had answered, I think, 3 pieces of advice that were a little bit longer. So in this video, I wanted to do it a little bit different, where I actually answer more questions more quickly. So I have some shorter questions, and then I might have a couple long ones at the end as well. So let me know in the comments below which style you like better. And again, if you have any questions that you would like answered in a future Ask Mimi video, all you have to do is send me a DM on Instagram. I'll have my handle linked right here. And with that all said, let's just jump right into the video. I love doing these videos. I think it's so fun just to chat and hang out with you guys, especially during quarantine. I am not getting enough social interaction. So I feel like we're just, you know, chilling, hanging out together. It's great. Okay, first question. This is actually one that I get quite a bit. What are your thoughts on waiting on a missionary? So this is a really tough one, and I feel like it's so hard just to give a blanket, yes, wait, don't wait answer, just because every situation is so different. And I've heard people, like my friend Jessie here on YouTube, she ended up going on her mission and her husband waited for her. And I've heard so many instances of it working out. At the same time, I've also heard of a lot of instances of it not working out. We hear of these like wonderful love stories where everything works out in the end and one person waits for the other and they get married and it's wonderful. I feel like we hear of those a lot, but I don't know if they're as common. But I don't know. I'd probably lean against it. I've never been in this situation. And like I said, every situation is different, but a mission is just a long time. And if anything, you can still kind of be with your missionary, but still be open-minded and date while they're away. I don't think that's considered cheating or anything like that. I think you have to have solid communication and they should know that that's what you're going to be doing while they're gone. I would just hate to see someone, you know, devote so much of their life to someone by not dating anyone else and just waiting for their missionary and then them coming home and it just not working out.
Okay, one other thing to consider as well for this situation is being in a pretty serious relationship could be distracting for the missionary on their end. So for example, my husband had a mission companion who was in a serious relationship before they left and his girlfriend was waiting for him. And my husband said that this companion was just always thinking about his girlfriend every meal day. He was wondering, you know, what she was going to write to him, and it just really distracted and took him away from the work and for the purpose of why he was there. So I think that this is also something to really consider as you're discussing with your boyfriend or girlfriend what you guys want to do, is just thinking about it from the missionary's perspective as well, because if someone's making the sacrifice to go out on a mission and serve the Lord, that should be their top priority and what they're most focused on.
That's just my 2 cents. Let me know in the comments below if you've had an experience. I just feel like it doesn't work out more than it does, so it's better just to have your options open. Oh, I love this question. how to get over feelings of constantly longing for a BF or a boyfriend. I wish that past Mimi was watching this right now. I just felt like I always needed to be with somebody. Like, it was just not good. Because really you don't. And like, everybody says this, but it's so important to love yourself before loving someone else. And I feel like when I was younger, talking like early college years, like when I was a freshman in college, oh my gosh, I sound like such an adult. I'm like graduated college now, it's so weird. I would kind of like substitute loving myself by having someone else love me, which is so unhealthy and I don't recommend it. And especially when you're in high school or college and everyone's dating and everybody is in a relationship except for you, it's really hard. It's hard to be in a different phase of life than everyone else around you. With that said, it is really, really important to learn how to be on your own and learn how to be independent. So if there's something that you don't really like about yourself, something that you're insecure about, getting into a relationship isn't going to magically solve that. When you're in a relationship, you will still have those insecurities, and yeah, you might have someone there for you and saying, oh, those things don't matter to me. But learning how to deal with your insecurities and get over those are something that you will need to do for yourself. So I totally get it. Like, I was totally boy crazy in like high school and beginning of college, and it's something that I wish I would have worked on more, is just learning to rely on myself and not rely on someone else for loving me. Next question, do you think it's worth postponing plans like serving a mission right now? Honestly, I wish I could help. I wish I could offer advice there. I don't know. I feel like that's the scariest thing about the situation in the world right now, is just that there's so many unknowns. Pray about it for sure. Don't take a change in your plans as a sign that, oh, God doesn't care, God wasn't listening. It's just really important to take this lesson of learning how to go with the flow, and be really flexible, which sometimes is so hard. Like, trust me, I'm a planner. If this all happened like a couple years ago when my life was really like up in the air, this would be so scary, and it still is. I'm just a little bit more stable now than I was a few years ago. I know it's a really hard time, but just continue to keep making one right choice at a time, and you will find God's plan for you. And also, one other thing on that, the church isn't telling people not to put in their mission papers right now. Like, they're still accepting it. They're still assigning mission calls. So don't let that stop you. It's still obviously a personal decision, and so many things have changed. But just keep that in mind too, that if the church was like, whoa, we can't take any more missionaries, they would definitely make that clear. Next question, what are your thoughts on long distance relationships? I have never personally been in one, but just based on seeing other people in my life and hearing what they've done, it can be okay for a time. You need to have an end in sight though. You need to have a point where you're like, okay, after I graduate, that's when we'll be able to move to the same town again or whatever. And I definitely would only recommend getting into a long distance relationship after you've been with someone for a good amount of time, or if you've talked about a future with them. But definitely have an end in sight. That way it can kind of get you through that. Okay, this next question says, how do I explain the living prophet to my non-member parents? Really great question. Definitely go to the Old and New Testament. I don't know the religious background of your parents, what they believe, but I think just explaining it as it's a normal thing that God has always done, starting with Adam to now, I feel like that's a way that makes it make sense. Just comparing our living prophet to Moses and Abraham and people that maybe they're familiar with will really help the normalcy of the whole thing. Okay, next question says, what things help you get out of a really dark place? For example, when life keeps throwing hardships. That's a really great question. I feel like there's several stages. I'm thinking like before the trial, and then during, and then after. Thinking of beforehand, I feel like a lot of it comes with spiritual preparedness. So maybe if you're watching this and you're not going through a significant trial right now, this is the time to really bulk up your testimony, get it strong, write down your testimony, study your scriptures, study your patriarchal blessing, get your patriarchal blessing. We all know that trials come in life, and I think that one of the most important stages that will help you through your trials the most is when you have that strong testimony to fall back on when we do experience trials. Now, when you are going through a trial, my biggest piece of advice would probably be just to find joy and look for hope. It can be so hard. Like, I know when I was going through some of the trials in my life, to have people say like, oh my gosh, I totally know what you're going through. You'll get through it. It'll be okay. Like, that was so annoying because I'm like, you don't know what I'm going through. But someone does, and that's Jesus Christ. And I feel like looking for the joys and small little positives in your life, even if it's small, even if it's, hey, I got some of my favorite ice cream from the store and I ate it all in one night and it was amazing. Or maybe someone let you merge in while you were driving to work. Something that I actually want to start doing right now is keeping a jar of happy things that happen to me and then writing them down and putting them in the jar and then reading them all at the end of the year. But finding joy in the moment will do wonders. Will it fix your problem? No, but it will make it more bearable. For me, when I was like in high school, I had a really hard time through high school. One of the biggest things that helped me was serving other people. And trust me, when you're in that place, that's the last thing you want to be doing. At least for me, I was like, why should I go out and serve other people? People should be serving me. I'm the one, you know, having this hard time. But there was nothing that brought me more joy. And I feel like part of it was coming from a place where I was so sad and hurt. I didn't want anyone else to feel that way. So even though I was going through that, if I saw someone else starting to go through that situation, I didn't want them to, you know, have to suffer. So I would try to help and serve them, whether that was just talking to someone who looked lonely at school or just going out of my way to reach out to relatives who maybe needed to talk to somebody. It really helped me. And then the other part of it is finding hope. And what I liked to do when I was in high school going through a hard time was just find something in the future that you're looking forward to. I don't believe in I'll be happy when this happens, because I feel like I said, you can find joy in the moment, but if you're really going through a tough time, it's always okay to look forward to something that's coming up, whether that's a vacation or even the weekend. I don't think you should live only for those times, but sometimes you need that hope to get through what you're going through. And then once the trial is over, my biggest advice would just be to look back on it and see what you can learn from it, because hindsight is 2020 and there's so many things that I went through earlier on in my life. I know I'm still young, but I did go through some things earlier on in life that I just did not understand at the time. And now looking back, I realize I did learn from them. I did grow stronger because of them. And now I'm grateful for them. I would have never believed I'd be saying that now, but I'm very grateful to my Heavenly Father that He gave me strength through those times and is giving me the perspective that I'm seeing now that they're over. And I can hopefully help other people going through those trials because of what I learned. So I hope that helps. If you have any other advice, don't forget to drop it in the comments below as well. Now I'm going to read. This is a DM that someone sent me, and it says, it's about romance. Is liking a guy different than being interested in a guy? Currently, I was interested in a guy and had no interest of anyone else at the time, but somehow my feelings managed to like another guy who I had previously liked. But the second guy that I have liked over time, kind of on and off, I heard he's a player and has a type and has no real intentions about international dating or international marriage, but I thought I'd truly stopped liking him because of that, but for some reason, she's liking him again. So, really good question. And I actually feel like that is a situation that many people have gone through. What?
When you turned off the timer, you turned off the oven.
No, I didn't. No. You want to get McDonald's? Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that, but I literally started dinner, and when I set the timer for dinner, I ended up turning off the oven. So it was just baking for an hour. So anyway, so back to the advice. I feel like when you're younger, when you're dating around, this is definitely something that can happen. You are interested in somebody, and then all of a sudden maybe someone else starts giving you more attention and you're starting to catch feelings for them too. Obviously not okay if you're like in a relationship or married or anything, but while you're still dating around, it happens. I would just be very, very careful, because unfortunately there are some guys and girls out there who are just very flirtatious, and that's not a bad thing, but you want to really pay attention to who treats you well all the time, not just people who maybe give you a sprinkle of attention here and there and kind of, you know, just keep dragging you along. Those aren't the people that you want. Even though sometimes like they may give you butterflies, or you may get really excited to see them or talk to them. If you're looking for a relationship, you're looking for consistency. You're looking for people who will consistently go out of their way for you and give you that attention all the time. I'm not saying this person needs to be like completely obsessed with you and, you know, all they do all day is just talk to you, but you are wanting to look for someone who doesn't just come in and out of your life quickly if you're looking for something serious. So if you are seriously into someone and looking to, you know, possibly get serious with them, I would, you know, give them most of your attention. And if you have other people just popping into your life, because sometimes that happens, sometimes they pop in when they see that you're starting to get serious with someone else, just try to really remember what ended up happening. If in this situation in particular people are saying he's a player, just really focus on the guy who's being more consistent to you, and I promise you will be much better off, less heartbreak all around. I know back when I was dating forever ago, there was this one guy who would literally only pop up when I was just starting like talking with some other guy, and it was so annoying, and he wasn't actually doing it on purpose, it was just, it worked out like that. But I ended up screwing it up with another guy who was actually something could have happened, because this other guy just popped up out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, like started talking to him again. Just to think of the long term. It's okay to like turn people down politely, especially if you are looking for something more serious, which I don't know if you are. But again, that is just my opinion. If you have any other feedback or advice, please leave it in the comments below. And if you guys have any other questions for me or for my subscribers who are also going to offer advice in the comments, all you have to do is send me a DM on Instagram. I will have that linked right here. I would love to hear from you guys. Even if I don't get to answer your questions in this video, I'm happy to answer them just over DM if you want to chat. Thank you all so much for watching. This was such a fun video just to sit down and chat with you all and film. If you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe if you did like this video. And if you want to see more of these Ask Mimi videos, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It really helps me know, you know, when you guys really like a video, if I should continue making more like it. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.